Good morning, folks. Good morning. Aaron Dorr here, one of the board members with the American Firearms Coalition. We're out here again today. We've been here for an hour and a half already today in downtown Indy. As you can see right behind me here, we're at the convention center where the NRA National Convention is taking place right now. And I got to tell you, folks, after yesterday, after the plane was circling overhead for hours and hours and hours, after all the flyers that got passed out, after the trucks that have been going by, people out here are asking the question that we've all been asking for a long time, and that is, how come when we need them the most, how come the NRA is supporting fixed NICS, which they did a year and a half ago, they supported the bump stock ban, and most especially right now, for heaven's sakes, why is the NRA supporting red flag gun seizure laws in Washington, D.C.? We've been talking to gun owners for days down here now. Got in here Thursday night. We were here all day yesterday, be here all day today. And guys, I'm just gonna get you a shot here of this banner that we're talking about right now. This is flying overhead. I can't take this. Let's zoom in here a minute, folks. A new banner today. NRA, stop selling out. StopRedFlags.com, guys. This is the new banner that's up today. NRA, stop selling out. Stop red flags, man. Zoom adjust right away. So folks, this is what we're doing right now. This plane is only operational today because we had so many generous supporters yesterday and today who have made this plane possible. If you watched our video last night, you were seeing us say that we have the airline, the pilot had reserved his time, but we had to fund it. Well, we funded it for at least 3 hours already today. He's been up since 7 a.m. So it's been a while, about an hour and a half already, hour and 45 minutes. And the crowd here is big, and people all day are walking around with their neck cranked up, asking the question, what in the world is going on? And guys, this is the big issue. This is the big fight of our day, because if we let a red flag gun seizure law pass in this country, it will forever alter our gun rights in a way we can't fully comprehend right now. Because if you're new to this page or new to this issue, what a red flag gun seizure would do is simply say that your ex-spouse or an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend, it could be a crazy liberal neighbor, it could be your bitter ex-aunt from 1,000 miles away that you've seen once in the last 10 years. Anybody who doesn't like you can call, and this could be school teachers, it could be doctors, it could be nurses, they could call in many cases, call in a complaint and say, hey, I think that Jake is dangerous and Jake shouldn't have any firearms. And the judge then is petitioned to issue a gun seizure order. And they issue them like candy. They pass them out like candy in the 14 states where they already have this enacted. But if this bill passes, S7, this is the gun control bill right now in Washington, D.C., if this bill passes, because the NRA is backing this stuff, it's going to provide a federal funding structure where every state that passes red flag gun seizure laws would get taxpayer money as a thank you from the federal government. That's what the bill would do. So it's not a red flag seizure law per se, but it's much worse. It is a funding mechanism that would fund red flags in states all over the country and bribe them with federal dollars to implement red flags in their community. Guys, if you're getting tuned in right now, actually now's a bad angle. Never mind, we'll skip that. We'll do it in a little bit. So that's the big fight right now. And throughout this entire process, not only has the NRA not opposed this, the NRA has publicly supported this. And we talked to a lot of gun people yesterday, tens of thousands. We have a hard time with this. All we've told them repeatedly is just check it out on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and just type in Chris Cox, ERPOs or red flag gun seizures, and you can see it for yourself. His video calling on Congress to pass red flags. Guys, if you were not watching yesterday, here's one of the trucks that we have right now working in downtown Indy. Zoom in here just a little bit. Not sure why I can't zoom in at all. Well, this truck is going right now, guys. It's stopping traffic as we speak. This truck is one of our rigs working right now here in downtown Indy with this banner right there. If you see these guys, ask them why they're selling you out on red flag gun seizures, guys. We have that truck working all over downtown. We have an airplane, Ben, make sure I'm in a good spot here. Airplane in the sky right now. We're gonna have a video of that here in a little bit once he comes around for another loop. But this is the big one, because if they could pass red flags, it does away with all of your due process rights. You're never, I forgot to mention this, you're never charged with a crime. You're never arrested for a crime. Yeah, I'll keep that. Sorry. save my coffee here from the garbage truck. And you're never convicted of a crime. That's the problem with a red flag gun seizure. There's no conviction. There's no conviction required in court before your gun rights are, in many cases, taken away for life. That is the reality of a red flag gun seizure law. And so these guys are supporting this. And talking to gun people over the last couple of days, you know, they're trying to ask, how is this possible? How is this possible? The answer to that question is hard to know. I mean, who knows what's going on right now in the top brass with NRA? Who knows what Chris Cox is thinking? These people are paid millions of dollars. They live in an ivory tower. They work in a Taj Mahal. Here's that banner, guys. Take this again, please. All right, let's take this banner up here, guys. See if you can see this. Why can't I zoom in, Ben, at all? Can you please do it then? Take it. That's this banner, guys, going all over downtown Indy right now. NRA, stop selling out. Stop redflags.com. This is what we're talking about, guys. We couldn't seem to zoom in well because, frankly, my phone is better than my brother's, and I can't make his stupid phone work. I'm teasing. So, guys, this is going on right now because of the supporters of the American Firearms Coalition, because we are sick to death. We're sick to death of what's going on right now with the NRA. When we need them the most, they're doing nothing, and worse than that, they're actively pushing this bill. And again, people are asking us, how? I mean, why? I don't know. I mean, they're never going to be affected by a red flag gun seizure law. They work in a Taj Mahal. They're paid millions of dollars a year. And I don't mind they're getting paid millions of dollars a year. What we mind is that they're not doing their job. They supported the bump stock ban. They supported fixed NICS. And now they're out there actively pushing, Chris Cox is actively pushing for a red flag gun seizure law. And over the last couple of months, as this word gets out and people are getting more and more fired up, have you seen these guys come out there and apologize? I need to see some comments, Chris, if it's at all possible. I'd love to see some comments to answer some questions. Are they apologizing? Are they asking people to, like, yeah, hey, we're sorry, we made a mistake? No. All they're doing now is saying, hey, we're under attack from the hard left. Send us money. Send us money. It's all they know how to do. Send us money. That's the loop that goes in perpetuity, guys, and that's why we're out here today. We got teams of guys. We'll try to get you guys some shots of them. We got volunteers passing out flyers. Let me see one of my flyers here once, Ben or Chris. We got volunteers passing out flyers all over this area right now. This is one of the flyers we're passing out here, guys. Very straightforward. If you see these guys, ask them, why are they betraying us on red flag gun seizure laws? This is the flyer we got going on. We got our plane in the air. We'll zoom in on that again later in a little while. We got trucks driving, mobile banner trucks driving right now through downtown Indy. Everything we can to make sure that people know what's going on. Chad Young says, join AFC today, a no-compromise group. Thanks, guys, for getting our voices heard. Thank you, Chad. Guys, if you want to join us, joinafc.org. That's the website, joinafc.org. Trying to read some of the comments here from you guys. Looks like Dennis is posting the YouTube link. I believe that's the one of Chris Cox out there pushing for red flags. Thank you very much for that, Dennis. Doug is posting, says he has a link here. Get the facts regarding the NRA and ERPOs. So, Doug, I can't read your link right now, but I'm pretty sure what this is their recent statement where they say they are opposing red flags in state capitals. That may or may not be. I work in a lot of state capitals. I don't see them opposing it, but what we're talking about here is the federal red flag gun seizure law, the federal bill, S7. S7. This bill is sponsored by A+ endorsed Marco Rubio. It was heard in the Judiciary Committee just a couple weeks ago by the A-rated Judiciary Chairman, Lindsey Graham, and NRA was nowhere to be found. So, you know, Doug, just to be kind of clear, I mean, I know people have a hard time with this, but they are actively pushing for it. You can just hit the link here that Dennis Pulse posted. It's the link of Chris Cox's video statement on YouTube calling on Congress to pass red flag gun seizures. So, I mean, We're not making it up. You can verify it on YouTube. It's there as of 5 seconds ago. This is happening right now. Yeah, and again, for a lot of people, and thank you, Dennis, for confirming that for me. You know, and for a lot of people who are trying to have a hard time, who are having a hard time with this, I would ask the question we asked yesterday. You know, when AFC is trying to help stop this bill, we're out here as big and as loud as we can. Show me, you know, if you're having a hard time with this, show me one place. Show me one place where the NRA publicly is calling on Congress to kill red flag gun seizures. We all get the emails. Show me one. Show us one email where NRA was having their grassroots members petition their senators to oppose red flags. Show me one email. Show me one. How about a piece of mail? Y'all get their mail, right? Show me one piece of mail from them with postcards or petitions or information even about how you could help stop red flags in Washington, D.C. Show us one Facebook meme, a meme for heaven's sakes, that says stop red flags. How about a web ad? How about a radio ad? How about a TV ad? How about anything? Show me anything where they're trying to actively stop red flags. And the thing is, you're not going to find it. You're going to waste your entire Saturday morning and you're not going to find it because they're not opposing it. So Doug, I mean, and maybe you're just trying to spark a conversation. Doug, that's fine. I'm not mad at you by any means. But you know, Doug and folks who are having a hard time with this, you know, I just encourage you again, look around and find any place where they've actively opposed it and you're not going to find it. Let's see, some of the comments here. Greg says, I am beyond pissed. The NRA was always about supporting our rights and now they are against it. WTF. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Let's see. Was the AFC there to fight the national red flag push? Says Doug. Doug, that's what we're doing here right now. We're trying to stop the national red flag bill. We had our airplane overhead yesterday with a different banner. Guys, if you're getting signed in late, we're going to have our airplane overhead again in a little bit, and we'll have you guys some videos for that. So stand by. You can see it in a little while. But yesterday's banner was very simple. It was a message to President Trump. It said, President Trump, save us. Veto redflags.com. Veto redflags.com. So we're out here right now, Doug, trying to mobilize gun owners, trying to expose the NRA, and petition to President Trump directly, urging him to oppose this red flag bill.
Give a shot of this banner.
You got a banner here? Here it comes, guys. You want to see the plane? Here it goes. Here it goes. You got the American flag up there. NRA. Stop selling out. StopRedFlags.com. And guys, make sure and go to that. Make sure you go to the website, guys, StopRedFlags.com, and add your name to our open letter to President Trump. This is our letter to President Trump asking him to oppose the bill, telling him that he's being given bad advice from NRA top brass, and asking him to help fight for us and oppose the bill. You guys can help us do that by adding your name to this open letter at StopRedFlags.com. Jeff Hopkins says, handing out more flyers today, Aaron. Jeff, we got people handing out flyers like this all over downtown right now. We've got 5 volunteers within about 100 yards of where I'm at right now, passing out flyers. We have our mobile trucks working all through downtown right now. We have our airplane in the sky. It's a full court press out here in downtown Indy right now. Let me read some of the comments here. Let's see, Jono says, thank you guys. Your hard work is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for that, sir. We appreciate that. Mark Baker, my good friend, is watching from Northwest Iowa right now. I'm an Iowa kid. Dennis is watching, good friend Dennis. We got Emily watching in Dallas, Texas, way down south. A lot of Texans here, or Texicans. How do they say that? Texicans or Texans? I don't know. I'm not a Texican.
Watching the Alamo.
Yeah, in the Alamo, I thought it was Texicans, but I think it's they all say Texans. I don't know. Whatever. I'm from Iowa. What do I know? Let's see here. So many comments. Been sharing the YouTube videos on all of your posts, says Dennis. Thank you very much. We appreciate that, Dennis. Mike says, keep up the good fight. Mike, we love it. We love it. We're going to fight here as long as we possibly can to help shut this thing down. If the NRA rank and file figure out what's going on, as they have been more and more and more in days past, they're going to have a problem in NRA top brass. Their Taj Mahal fancy headquarters. They're going to have some stressful meetings, I can assure you of that, trying to deal with this, Some more of the comments here. NRA has turned its back on us. Thank God for AFC and for all the hard work you're doing. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate that. Zero tolerance for red flags, says Jim. Give it a good fight, says Mike Olson. We appreciate that. Let's see. Our anti-gun governor here in Minnesota is turkey hunting this morning with his non-scary gun. Wait, so Governor Walz is out turkey hunting right now in Minnesota? Crazy. There's so many people here right now, guys. Let's see, Bill Evans watching the road today in Pennsylvania. Appreciate being a watchman on the wall. Bill, that's what the members of AFC are. We are a grassroots, bottom-up organization of patriots, people who love our country, we love our freedom, we cherish our gun rights, and we're not going to let them go without a fight. Hit that truck there, Ben. If you guys are just getting signed on right now, and don't show the front of it if you can, there is our truck, one of our truck banners that is going through downtown Indy right now. If you see these guys, ask them why the NRA is selling you out on red flag gun seizures. This truck has been driving non-stop down here all morning, all day yesterday. It's going to get the message out. I gotta tell you, it is getting seen by tens of thousands of people down here in Indy right now, guys. This is just part of our program. Look at the flyers, we got the truck. You know, someone came by and said, that's a pretty redneck outfit. Pretty redneck, all those straps up there and tarp straps. And I'm like, man, we dig it. We're not here. We don't wear Italian Gucci loafers out here like Wayne LaPierre. We're not wearing $3,000 or $10,000 Armani suits. We're patriots who care about our gun rights. If you don't want to dismiss the message because we have cinch straps and tarp straps up there, then your sense of patriotism and freedom is so shallow, we don't want you involved. That's why I told this guy yesterday. He didn't like that. Caleb Turner is watching right now. Caleb, you paid for an hour flight time yesterday. Here it is, my man. Guys, Caleb Turner is one of the donors yesterday, last night. Chipped in a major contribution to help fund an hour of airtime on that plane. That plane costs $500 an hour to be up in the air. And Caleb Turner and his wife up there in Minnesota last night made a massive contribution to the American Firearms Coalition. That's your plane, Caleb. That's your plane. It's common sense, man. We can't thank you enough for being involved in what we're doing here, guys. If you want to help out, guys, help keep these programs operational, please visit joinafc.org. Joinafc.org, because we have got to maintain this fight down here. People are waking up in droves. You can see right now, one of our volunteers right over here from down in Georgia, he's passing out flyers in the corner right here, been talking to gun people all morning long, hundreds of them, just one volunteer alone. We got volunteers over there across the street. I can't see my kid brother, but he's out there passing out flyers. On the opposite corner, one of our other volunteers from Wyoming is passing out flyers. And of course, that's not talking about the trucks that are driving around and all that we're doing. So we're doing all that we can, guys, to maintain this push. You know, and a lot of gun people were kind of, I think yesterday, kind of getting real with the fact that this is, wait a minute, this is not only horrible policy, this is horrible politics for our president. And when that light bulb goes off, people are getting upset, and that's the whole point here. You know, this is not only going to hurt us as gun owners. If President Trump is told to sign this by the NRA top brass, as he has been told, and if he signs it, it's going to affect him. It's going to hurt him. It's going to hurt him in his reelection. You know, we don't need that. We don't need freaking President Joe Biden. We don't need, you know, a groper in chief. We need to have President Trump in there to do the best he can. And if the NRA tells him this is okay, it's going to hurt him as well as hurting all of us. And a lot of gun guys, I think, were kind of just for the first time grasping that yesterday. This is horrible for the entire country from a policy standpoint and a political standpoint. Let's see, we got Robert watching right now. We got Lonnie from Minnesota. We got Lester. We got Bill Evans. We got Ryan Ashley Parsons, whose husband is out here somewhere right now. I think he's deploying emails, Ryan. He's here somewhere nearby. We've got Jeff Hoppin says, NRA is in turmoil with its leadership, involved in a scandal involving misappropriation of donations from gun owners across America. Lori also says, I saw an article today about Wayne LaPierre and Ollie North having issues. What's going on? Let me get my coffee, guys. Give me 1 second. What's going on right now is the news has been breaking by the hour, news stories every hour right now, that there's a major fight underway right now inside the NRA after the news broke about 2 weeks ago about their massive incompetence when it comes to utilizing donor dollars. They have a situation right now where their largest contractor, their largest marketer, Ackerman McQueen, takes 40 million bucks per year of their of your dollars to run their marketing programs. Where they're out there and they're spending money and nobody has any idea at NRA top brass where it's being spent. There was times in the past when Wayne LaPierre didn't even have a written contract with them, and he was censured by the board in some capacity for not performing basic business due diligence. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible stuff. So now the news is getting out. Now these rats at NRA top brass are scurrying. And so apparently 2 days ago, Ollie North, the president of the NRA, made some kind of an extortionist / blackmail attempt to force Wayne LaPierre to resign. Wayne published this to the whole world publicly yesterday afternoon or yesterday morning, how he was told to resign or face embarrassing releases of information from Ollie North and from Ackerman McQueen. Now, if you're asking yourself, this is a lot of inside baseball. This is a lot of stuff that doesn't really, affect me. I would point out the obvious fact that, look, I mean, in all this drama, with all of this, all this inside crap going on, with Ollie North fighting with Wayne and Wayne fighting with Ollie, and who is actually fighting for us? Who's fighting for the gun owners? Who's helping stop red flags? Who helped to stop the bump stock ban? Who tried to stop fixed nicks? Not the NRA. That's the problem here. That's the problem. As these guys have a high school drama fest in their Taj Mahal headquarters, who is fighting for us? And the answer clearly is nobody. When it comes to red flags, nobody. Nobody. Let me read some of the comments here. And that's with the exception, obviously, of us with the American Firearms. That's why we're out here today, the American Firearms Coalition on site, sounding the alarm on this issue to do three things. Number one, and most importantly, stop red flags. That's our primary objective. Number two is to make sure President Trump doesn't commit a major political gaffe at the advice of Wayne and Chris and sign this. And number three, to expose the NRA. Guys, we're going to show you our...
Brian from last night. Brian just logged on.
Brian,
Another
yeah.
one who bought an entire hour of flight time. Brian, my friend.
Brian's watching right now.
Here it is, man.
He just showed Caleb his flight he helped pay for. Here it is. Here it is again. NRA, stop selling out cash. Stop red flags.com. StopRedFlags.com. We got Andrew watching. We got Trevor Thomas watching. We got JC Watts, my friend, watching. Charlie is watching. We got Brian Becker, who just tuned in right now. We've got Carl Atkins. Says, you guys are trying to speak at the board meeting Monday.
You're not talking to me anymore.
What do you mean?
Alan Rice.
Alan Rice. Alan, busy right now. We'll catch you sometime later on. But yeah, absolutely. Grab one. Let's see here. Are we at the board meeting? No, Carl, I doubt we're going to be allowed in the NRA board meeting. It's going to probably be a bad, they probably wouldn't let us in there after our airplane buzzed their convention center for the last couple of days. Kizzard says, love today's plane even more. Kizzard, I thought you're the kind of guy who would. I thought you would. And we had that phrase picked out in advance. We weren't sure we'd have the budget to put that bird in the air. And thanks to guys like Caleb, thanks to guys like Brian, thanks to guys like Chris down in Dallas, thanks to so many hundreds of supporters all across America who chipped in last night in particular. This is going out today. It's been up since 7 a.m. It's going to rock and roll for at least 3 hours. Maybe you guys can see it again right now. Probably a bad angle, maybe, but I'm not sure what you guys can see.
But it's fun to look at.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful bird.
Yes, she is. And this pilot loves it. Oh boy, I made a mistake. Kizzard is a girl. I screwed up, Ben. I said he. I made a mistake. Kizzard, we knew that a lady like yourself would love this banner even more. That's what I meant to say in my heart.
Awesome.
I just misspoke. Jeff Hopkins says, where's Chris, Ben, and Patrick? They're all in bed, Jeff. They're all in bed. No, I'm kidding.
Right here.
I'm kidding. Ben's running the camera. Patrick is in a Wi-Fi hotspot, which is hard to find down here right now, deploying emails to all of our thousands of supporters across the country right now with the American Firearms Coalition. Chris is somewhere. I hear him on the radio. I think he's coordinating our volunteers who are passing out flyers right now all across these intersections. Mike Smith says, I'm joining. Bill Evans says, I just purchased a lifetime membership. I can't verify it on my phone right now. Obviously, I take you at your word, Bill. I can't check it right now, but we cannot thank you enough. Cannot thank you enough, Bill. That is humbling, and we're going to use that today with great effect. Sean Hicks says, good morning, guys. Jono says, thank you, guys. You're true patriots. Jeff Hopton thinks it's hilarious that Chris is still in bed. Yeah, I don't think he is, but I tell you what, it's been some long nights and some early mornings around here for the last couple of days. So, guys, I think to kind of get back to it here, this is why we're here. I have 6 kids. For those who know Chris, who's going to be here later on the camera with me, he's got 6 kids and number 7 on the way. Ben, who's right behind the camera right now, has 2 kids. Patrick has 4 kids right now. Just had number 4 not too long ago. This is not a talking point. This is not a marketing shtick. I want my 4 boys and my 2 girls to have the same right to keep and bear arms that I had. And to us, this is life and death serious. Our forefathers, what do you got?
We got a goose there.
We got a random goose.
Hold on, guys, we got a random goose. This is important.
And it's a great analogy because, Wayne Lapierre is treating all of us like we're trying to lay the golden goose, lay a golden egg for Wayne. We'll call it Wayne's goose. It's Wayne's goose.
I think Wayne's goose is about cooked. That's what I think.
Wayne's goose is about to get hit. It's about to get hit. They treat us all like we're supposed to lay their golden goose and their golden eggs for them. So if we don't protect these rights for our children, one of my good friends in Iowa, Mike Boss said, if we don't fight now, our grandchildren will curse us for an eternity. And I could not agree with that more. Our founding fathers and our forefathers, they did their job and they gave us the freedoms that we have today. And we have a debt of honor owed to those generations before and to our generations that are going to come after us. We have a debt of honor as Americans, as patriots, to fight to protect those same rights for our great-great-great-grandchildren. And if we don't do our job now, then as Mike Boss said, our grandkids will curse us for eternity. And I could not agree more. If you guys agree with that sentiment, if you want to fight, if you're tired of the games, if you're tired of all this weakness, help us fight back, guys. Visit joinafc.org, joinafc.org. Our full website is AmericanFirearmsCoalition.org. You can go there as well. Let's see, Kizzard says 2A is just as important to women as it is to men. Absolutely. This is an American issue. It's not about men or women. This is an American issue. And could not agree more. Jono says, our founding fathers would be stacking bodies by now. Shall not be infringed. William Haddix says, if red flag laws pass, it's only a matter of time before the same laws will be applied to the First Amendment. Absolutely, it's already underway. Bill Evans says, it's not about hunting, it's not about personal defense, it's about possessing and retaining the means to resist tyranny. Could not agree more. Guys, if you want to help us out right now, you can also host a watch party right now on your Facebook page. What we found out is that people like you are weird because you're involved in a fight like this, and you have weird friends. And of course, I say it in the best possible meaning of the word weird. So the more you help us get this word out and let your weird friends see where the fight is right now, when it comes to red flags, the better. Host a watch party on your Facebook page and let your friends see what's going on in this fight. We got our truck coming by here again in a little bit. Let you guys see that. This is a full court press. We're doing the fly. Let me drop my coffee here for a moment. Passing out flyers everywhere right now here in downtown Indy. let me get closer to the screen for a moment, let you guys read this. If you see these guys, ask them why they are not, I can't read backwards, why the NRA is selling you out on Red Flag Gun Seizure law. This is the banner, the flyer, guys. We're passing all over downtown. Tens of thousands of them in the last day, day and a half. The truck is going behind me right now. Right now. This is one of our trucks. We have 2 trucks. That's one of them with that banner going around right now. The airplane is overhead. When it comes back around, we will let you guys see that in a little bit. Jeff Hopton makes a great point. He says, for the friends we have with Ohio gun owners, our friends, Ohio gun owners, are going to have a hearing, I think it's proponent testimony on constitutional carry in the Capitol in Columbus this Monday, May 1st at 9 a.m. Guys, let me show you this banner again, if I can work the phone fast enough. Let you guys see what we're talking about here. Oh, I'm losing it. There he is. There he is. Thank you so much to all of you who have made this possible. Thank you so much. NRA, stop selling out. StopRedFlags.com, guys. That's the banner. It's been flying all over downtown for all morning and all day yesterday, guys. All day yesterday. Ben, hook up with some zoom here, or unzoom it, I guess is a better way of phrasing it. Between the glare in my eyes, my sunglasses, and that dirty screen, I can't see a dang thing. So, I'm sorry about that. We have any problems here? We good to go?
No, good to go.
Good to go. Guys, I'm going to take a break here. I'm going to let Ben give some updates. I'm going to read some of the names off here that we have as new supporters of the organization. Before I do that, so I'm going to get you the flyer here, Ben, for a minute. We're going to read off some of the names. That's before I transfer to Ben here in a moment. But all you people who've been helping us out, we just can't thank you enough. We've all been giving and giving and giving to NRA for decades and decades and decades and decades and decades. And over the last 2 years, what has that got us? I mean, here's another question. Before I read the names off, what did we get for the 2 years we had Republican control in D.C., for the 2 years that we had Trump in the White House, and the GOP-controlled House and Senate? It was just finally our chance to go on offense. Did anybody see any offense? They didn't do anything. We didn't pass a single pro-gun bill. Instead, NRA supported passing fixed NICS and passing the freaking bump stock ban, and now they're trying to do the same thing with this. It's sick. It's sick. Some of the names here, the folks who have just joined up in the last little while here. Doug from Byron, Minnesota, just became a member of the American Firearms Coalition at joinafc.org. We've got Sean, just got involved from Zumbro Falls, Minnesota. I'm not even sure where that's at, actually. Zumbro Falls, Minnesota. We got, let's see here, Pops from Clayton, Ohio, just joined up at joinafc.com. We got Bill Evans. Bill made a humbling $1,000 lifetime membership. Bill is from Waco, Texas. Bill, I can't thank you enough right now. We will talk with you next week sometime over the phone about this and thank you more appropriately. But man, thank you so much. It means the world to us. And guys, if you want to help us out like that, there's more names here. We'll read them off in a little bit. But if you want to help out, guys, it's joinafc.org. Kizzard says, it's one of the prettiest little birds I've ever seen. I assume it's a she now. Don't screw that up, Ben. It's that airplane we have overhead right now. Let's see here. Wendell and Jennifer Thomas say hello from Latty, Ohio. Appreciate that. Kizzard says, the only thing we got was a gun organization that was willing to actually fight for us and represent us the way we should be represented, referring to the American Firearms Coalition. Thank you very much, Kizzard. That's very it's humbling stuff. I'm going to pass off here to Ben for a moment, guys, and we'll be in touch in a little bit. Let me see your radio, too.
Give it a pull there.
How's it going, everybody? Ben Dorr here with the American Firearms Coalition. And Kevin's exactly right. Honestly, in a lot of ways, the American Firearms Coalition was born out of frustration. Born out of frustration with the NRA and with every other national organization who claimed to be one thing and was something else.
It's born out of anger. Sick to death of this. Sick to death.
Yeah.
All this support. And we got screwed. We got screwed.
I mean, well, not only did we not get any pro-gun bills passed through Congress and signed in, all they did, everybody saw their Facebook page, the NRA, send us money, help us fight for national reciprocity, send us more money. Help us fight for national reciprocity. And on and on and on it went. Send us more money. Help us fight for national. And what do we get? We got nothing. We got nothing. We got absolutely bupkis. And that is why the American Firearms Coalition was formed. Because gun owners deserve real representation. They deserve, you deserve real representation. That's why we're here doing what we're doing right now today. And I'm having, quite frankly, a great time. I'm having a wonderful day. It's spectacular out here. These are great people here. Good people. These gun owners, they are great people. Many of them are great, great people. And that's why I'm so happy to be here exposing this betrayal of them, of their own rights. Come here. Hold on, we're pausing. Roll out. Guys, we have volunteers on one end of the street, volunteers all the way down on the other and everywhere in between, so we're trying to coordinate a little bit here. But guys, let's see here. Jeff Hopton, how could you say such a thing? Jeff says, Ben, you finally woke up. That's just not even right. That's not even right. I'm awake, I'm wide awake. In fact, everybody who knows me from Minnesota Gun Rights knows I basically don't sleep. Not during legislative session, not in Minnesota. No sleep, no rest for the weary, but I'm not weary, not even a little bit. Guys, join up, fight with us, stand with us. Stand with us. We are growing by leaps and bounds, by thousands and thousands. We're getting big, fast, so fast. Some organizations, they get started and they kind of languish for 5 years or 10 years, and they just tread water and kick their heels a little bit. No, the American Firearms Coalition is, well, going much like that bird when it took off this morning, straight vertical. You're going to want to be on board. You're going to want to stand with us. And quite frankly, everybody who's joining right now, you are founding members of the American Firearms Coalition. That's what I love about it. I mean, I wonder, I think back when the NRA was like an actual organization that actually fought for gun rights, I wonder what it would have been like to have been one of the founding members of the NRA, 100 and some odd years ago, back when they were, not what they are now. That's what you guys have an opportunity to be right now. That is brand new members, founding members of the American Firearms Coalition. So guys, go to joinafc.org, become a member today, become a member today. Oh, there goes that banner. Next time it swings around, we got a lot of new people coming on here. I'll show it to you. But I'll ask you right now, if you do nothing else, just press share. Just press share. Press that little button. Probably I think it's on your bottom left if you're on your phone. Just press share and just post it right on your Facebook page so your friends can see this, so that their friends can see it, so we can get this word out. It's very easy. It's very easy. Just press share, throw this on your Facebook page so everybody can see what's happening right here, right now, downtown Indianapolis, Indiana, at the NRA convention, where, quite frankly, I don't think that Wayne LaPierre is having a very good day. I don't think he's having a good day because, well, basically, he's been sitting up in that Taj Mahal hotel, total glass hotel. It's just a king's mansion. They got girls walking all around in there, stuff like that. And I bet, boy, I mean, I can hear it right now. I'm sure Wayne LaPierre hasn't been able to get the sound of those props out of his ears. Guys, check this out. I'm going to show it to you. Go, guys, check this out. There's your bird, and there's your banner. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Hold on, I'm gonna get back in front. Manny, hold on a minute, Manny. That's totally uncalled for. Manny says, once you choose to build a big new building and buy a bunch of antique guns and new offices, you too will sell your soul to the devil. Are you talking to us? Surely you're not talking to the American Firearms Coalition. Surely you're not talking, no, it can't be. It can't be. Because I'll tell you, first of all, I gotta grab my flyer. It's blowing away in the wind. AFC is born out of the state gun rights organizations that many of us operate. I work for Minnesota Gun Rights. My brother Aaron, I work also for the Wisconsin Firearms Coalition. My brother Aaron runs Iowa Gun Owners, works with the Missouri Firearms Coalition, Wyoming Gun Owners, and other states. My brother Chris is involved in Ohio Gun Owners and Pennsylvania. We're all over the place. Patrick is Georgia, North Carolina, many states involved. We have been in this fight for well over a decade, fighting tooth and nail at the state level in our state legislatures, stopping gun control, passing stand your ground law, passing constitutional carry law in Iowa, stand your ground in Iowa, Missouri, Wyoming. We've been in this fight for a decade. We are no compromise. We've always been no compromise. We always will be no compromise. And I'll tell you what, in the leadership of the American Firearms Coalition, there is no negotiation on this. No negotiation. No souls for sale in the American Firearms Coalition. So Manny, do a little research. That's what I can ask you. Do a little research. Maybe you're not sure who we are. Maybe you've never seen us before. Maybe you popped up on a watch party and you don't know who we are. I invite you to do your research. I assume so. Lester says he's got to be talking about the NRA. I mean, I would assume so. But he says that we too are going to sell our souls. You don't know who you're talking to, my friend. You don't know who you're talking to. Maybe Wayne LaPierre can lay his head down on golden pillows and cover himself with Egyptian cotton sheets every night and breathe in his $6 million a year salary. But I can't do that. I can't rest that way. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't live with compromise and with selling out the principles that I hold most dear. That is my family, my God, my country. That's how that works. That's how that works. That's who the American Firearms Coalition is. It's who we're always going to be. If you agree with that, go to joinafc.org. Become a member of the American Firearms Coalition today. If someday down the road you see something like that, the truck, oh, we're going to roll a truck here. Oh, there it goes. Check it out, guys. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love it. I love this so much. It's a wonderful thing. Guys, if the day ever comes when you see compromise, if you see from the American Firearms Coalition what we're seeing from the NRA, leave. Cancel your membership. Leave the American Firearms Coalition, because at that point we would not be an organization worth supporting. Because gun owners deserve no compromise. No compromise when it comes to your gun rights. No compromise. Brian says AFC has integrity. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Lonnie says you have scruples. Sure. My old man, I love him. My old man taught me how to fight hard, taught me how to be fierce, taught me the value of values, and that rights, freedoms, liberty, and truth are worth fighting for. They're worth, quite frankly, dedicating your life towards. And that is why I signed on with the American Firearms Coalition. That is why I got involved in Minnesota gun rights in the first place. Because I knew, frankly, that I could do some good work. That I could do some good work with these organizations, and that we could do some great things for gun owners. That's how I was born and raised. When Wayne LaPierre, he went to school to be a lobbyist. He was a Democrat staffer. These people are climbing political ladders to get to the top, to make the most money, to have the most power. That's how it works for these people. Not AFC, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Not ever. Go, please, I invite you. Go to joinafc.org, become a founding member of the American Firearms Coalition, because that is what everyone is. If you become a member of the American Firearms Coalition today, you are a founding member. Let's see here. Kizzard says, I for one am incredibly grateful for what y'all are doing and the sacrifices that you are making. I appreciate that. And the y'all, that told me right away, you're not from Minnesota. You have to be from down south. Have to be from down south. Minnesotans don't say y'all. Said, I could not be more genuinely pleased with what you're doing with the money that we have given you, and how unbelievably grateful to you for starting this. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. We are a grassroots gun rights organization. That's all this is. We are members up, not top down. Everybody talks about NRA leadership, NRA top brass, Wayne LaPierre, Chris Cox, and their, 20 different board members, all these upper level suit and tie staffers who don't give a rip about gun rights. These people aren't gunnies. I bet a bunch of people never shot a gun in their lives. They aren't gunnies. This was a job. This is a job for these people. It's a job. It's a paycheck. It's a paycheck. They don't care about freedom. They don't care about liberty. They don't care about the Second Amendment. Now, these people are politicos. Politicos, 110%. Lonnie says he was? Wow, I assume you're talking about Wayne LaPierre. Yeah. This guy didn't crawl out of Second Amendmentville and hop on board to work with the NRA. This dude played his cards hardcore, and he saw an opportunity to be at the top, and he took it. That's what this is. And that is why all this scandal is happening right now. That's why the NRA leadership is just unraveling, quite frankly, right now. Let's see here. I'm gonna go through some of the comments here. Guys, Dennis, that's great. Dennis says, only been with you guys a while as an IGO member, but have already seen what you are all about. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much for that. I love talking. I talk too much. People tell me I talk too much sometimes. Maybe I like talking. I don't know. It's an art. I don't know. But I love talking to gun owners from all over the country. I love it. I love talking to Iowa gun owners members and Georgia gun owners members and Ohio gun owners members. It's really a lot of fun, guys. Thank you for coming on here. If you're just getting on board, there goes that plane again. I'm going to show you next time it comes back around. It's beautiful. Guys, for those of you just checking in, well, I think you can see where I am. We are outside. I'm Ben Dorr with the American Firearms Coalition. We are outside the convention center in Indianapolis, Indiana. The NRA 2019 convention is taking place right now, and we are out here exposing Wayne LaPierre, Chris Cox, and their betrayal of gun owners and their support for Red Flag Gun Seizure legislation. This stuff is a catastrophe. It would be a disaster for our country. It would be the destruction of due process. Literally, you can have your firearms seized and you are guilty until proven innocent. The total opposite. That's not what America is. You are innocent until proven guilty, but under Red Flag Gun Seizure legislation, that's not how that works. You get your firearms seized, and this is how it works. In a nutshell, somebody calls in and goes, hey, Jono, Dennis is a crazy person. He's crazy. I think he voted for Donald Trump. I think he owns guns. He's dangerous. And then what happens? The police get an extreme risk protection order, a red flag order from the judge, and what do? They come to your house, they kick your door down, they seize your firearms just because somebody called you in. And that is what we're doing right here. That is the legislation that Wayne LaPierre and Chris Cox with the NRA are supporting. And that's why we're down here right now in Indy, drawing attention to this. Aaron, you got something going on?
Away. No, we're good. I think there is a little bit of miscommunication with some people as far as where we could stand. So security wanted to have a conversation about location, because you know the thing is that NRA top brass is losing their freaking mind right now. They are sick to death. They're terrified is a better word of having this plane overhead right now. They're sick. They're terrified of the word continuing to get out that they are backing red flag gun seizure laws, and then they can't try to shut us down. So we had to have a conversation about the exact placement for our volunteers. What's cool though, folks, is that they sure as heck can't stop our freaking airplane, which is up 1,000 feet up above our heads right now. Lonnie Francis says, gotta go, keep it up, you guys are awesome. And you sure opened my eyes what's happening in the NRA and the Minnesota State Capitol. I joined AFC yesterday. Thank you very much. Brian Becker says, red flags allow for personal vendettas to be carried against innocent people. And that's the whole thing here. I'm not divorced, love my wife. She loved me when I left on Thursday. I think we're all still good. But I mean, I know lots of friends who've been through a divorce, and it sucks. And sometimes those go real bad. And can you imagine what could happen with an embittered ex-spouse, an embittered ex-boyfriend, an embittered ex-girlfriend who has the ability to screw your life up with a red flag gun seizure? It would be horrible, horrible stuff. And that's why we're out here right now, getting the word out, talking to everybody we can about what were the dangers of red flag gun seizure law, guys, because this is terrible, terrible stuff. I'm not sure, Ben, have you showed the airplane lately or not?
No, I haven't.
You guys, if you're getting tuned in late, guys,
check it out, guys.
This is the airplane that's overhead right now. Ben's gonna see
Where are we?
Show you guys the airplane. Ben's staring at the truck right behind you, guys. Here's a truck going right now. One of our mobile trucks, one of our mobile sign banners right now, rocking and rolling here in downtown Indy. It's a full court press with the American Firearms Coalition, backed up by a ton of grassroots patriots across the country right now who are doing all we can to get the word out about the NRA's open support, open endorsement of red flag gun seizure laws. Very, very, very bad stuff. You know, people have been asking us, the trolls, and maybe Ben has seen some trolls. Maybe I haven't seen them yet. Carl says those banners of that truck need to be placed outside the board meeting on Monday. Carl, we'll see. We'll see. What I do know is that all the board members are camped out on their 7th floor. He needs a flyer. All the board members are camped out on the 7th floor of the Marriott across the corner, and our plane's like 300 feet above their head. They're probably sipping their lattes right now. I'm seeing that outside their hotel. So we're doing all we can to accomplish that right now, Carl. It's happening as we speak. But people have been asking us for a couple of days, and they're like, hey, what do you guys, I mean, for weeks, saying, what are you guys actually doing? What are you guys actually doing to fight for gun rights? How are you actually using our money? You're seeing it. You're seeing it. You're seeing it right now. You're seeing it right now, guys. Were those the guys that back fixed Nixon, Minnesota?
Yeah, that's Dave Gross.
Dave Gross. That's gross, all right. So guys, geez, there's so many people here, guys. We got some great people, we got some trolls, everywhere in between. People would ask us, so what are you guys doing with our money? Why should we donate to the American Firearms Coalition? This is why. This is why. Because nobody is gonna fight like this. Nobody is gonna call the NRA to account. Nobody is gonna expose what's happening with the NRA backing up red flag gun laws. Nobody. Let's see, Wendell says, AFC is giving NRA the big bird all over Indy. No red flags. Yes, the big bird, the big, whatever you want to call it, it's big and it's rocking right now, right here in downtown Indy, guys. And we couldn't be more proud what we're doing down here. So again, people have been asking, you know, what do you do with our money? This is what we're doing. We're fighting as hard as we can. We're fighting as hard as we can right now to shut this bill down. And you know what's humbling to me is the number of people who have donated as a brand new organization. We can't offer a bunch of stuff. In fact, it was kind of funny. Last night, one of the guys here, one of our trolls on the page, hey, someone says, go get him, Ben.
I like that.
Ben Phillips. We got to get this clarified. Hold on a minute.
Probably listening.
No, that's Ben. That's Aaron. So let's get this straight.
I think he
let's
heard
just
me shouting over
okay.
there.
That's what it was. That's
Hold on,
what,
can I jump in there, man?
yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Did anybody hear all that a second ago?
They probably couldn't.
Yeah, probably not. Guys, it was unbelievable. Just 2 seconds ago, this guy walks by, and he turns and he goes, is that a door? He points at Aaron. I said, yeah. Here's one too. What's your name? He goes, my name's Dave Gross, and he's from Minnesota. And this guy, I know who he is. It's funny how we all meet in the same place. Dave Gross and a guy named Krusty Joe. The Minnesotans know who this is. Krusty Joe Olson used to run an NRA gun group in Minnesota called GOCRA, Gun Owners Civil Rights Alliance. And just a few weeks ago, Dave Gross and the guy who runs it, who used to run, it's a dying organization, it's basically non-existent. Joe Olson sits down in committee in Minnesota where we're fighting to stop red flag gun seizures in Minnesota. He sits down in committee and he tells radical anti-gun Democrats that what Minnesota really needs, and remember, this is coming from a gun rights and NRA gun rights organization. He sits down to testify against red flags, and he says what Minnesota really needs is Indiana's red flag law passed. That's what we need in Minnesota. We need Indiana's version of red flags, because that's a good version of red flag gun seizures. And he's got the gall to walk by here and tell us, oh, we're this, we're that. I mean, they're full-blown.
Brian says they picked the wrong guys to debate on gun control.
Yeah! Big mistake. Well, fortunately, they're a dying breed, quite literally, and their support of gun control is almost done in Minnesota.
Well, and so when all these people ask us, Ben, they say, well, how do we know you guys are legit? What's humbling to me is the number of people, more and more, you guys see us. You see us fight for you. You see us bleed for you guys in the state capitol. Donna says, these guys are 100% true. I have seen Chris Dorr walk through the streets of Columbus alone, getting yelled at, made fun of, and spit on during the March for Our Lives rally. He stood tall, he didn't back down, and I'm proud to be a member of OGO and a friend of Chris Dorr. Way to go, guys. May become a member of you guys as of last night. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dono, we can't thank you enough. And that's the thing, I don't see any active trolls right now. I mean, guys,
I'm right back.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Anybody who wants to know what we do, I mean, you've seen our videos in Wyoming. You saw how we passed with our group out there, Wyoming Gun Owners. You saw how we passed the Stand Your Ground law just last year. You saw, if you're in Iowa, how as IGO members, Iowa gun owners alone, who gutted the Iowa Senate Democrat caucus over the years, flipped the House, flipped the Senate, flipped the governor's mansion, because the NRA endorsed anti-gun Governor Chet Culver, don't forget. They endorsed him, and we got that done in 2016, flipped it all back, and passed the Stand Your Ground law. You've seen in Minnesota how Minnesota gun rights sat there all session this year and threw down, he's going to need to be dealt with, threw down all session long, he come back, all session long to stop a massive coordinated gun control push in Minnesota. And you've seen how just last year, Chris and the members of Ohio gun owners fought like dogs to stop John Kasich's dying, gasping political breath. His last push was to pass red flag gun seizure laws. And you guys watched the members of Ohio gun owners and my brother Chris fight that fight. If you're watching in Georgia, you've seen Patrick Parsons, who's around here right now. You've seen Patrick Parsons single-handedly lead the charge with all the support of thousands of Georgia gun owners members, and they took a sledgehammer to Stacey Abrams' gubernatorial ambitions just last year in Georgia. Stacey Abrams would be governor today in Georgia had it not been for the ravages of Georgia gun owners who held her accountable for her socialist, communist, crazy gun control agenda. So anywhere you want to look, guys, anywhere you want to look, you can see what's going on. You can see what's going on. Let me just pause here for a moment. Hang on, guys, 1 second here.
Red flag law, that's okay.
There's no such thing.
Yes, there is.
The very definition of a red flag law is the fact that somebody can
No,
just
you
call
see,
you
you're
in.
just- No, they can call you in. The question is whether they can issue the order ex parte or whether they have to have confrontation and
See,
cross-examination
this is the same
beforehand.
There's no conviction.
There's no conviction. There's
I
no arrest.
agree.
You didn't even do
There's
anything
but
wrong.
pre-deprivation due process is different from you got a right to appeal the ex parte order of a judge. That's bullshit. The ex parte order of a judge is bullshit. Just calling it in, getting the order,
So the
no
only
due
thing
process.
the
You
only
got to
thing
buy
you
it
don't
later.
like is the
If
ex
you
parte
have
portion.
notice and an opportunity to be heard before any order is issued, the same thing is like in federal law with a domestic abuse
you
orders,
didn't do
crap like that,
anything wrong.
and
So I don't.
It's a
I don't.
determination.
I don't know you as well. You obviously know who I am. But I wanted to be clear then. So just to be clear, as long as there's no ex parte provision, you were okay then with the underlying concept. Is that? I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm asking. I'm asking.
You're asking, and it's no ex parte plus pre-deprivation due process. That's a legal constitutional term of art.
I know what it means, but I want to be clear then, just to be totally clear, you're saying that somebody does not have to be convicted in court before they lose their gun rights.
The pre-deprivation due process and the right to a hearing and an attorney and all that, that is the conviction. It's not a criminal conviction, but it's a civil due process deprivation. And that is probably, I'm not saying it is, I'm saying that's probably okay under the Constitution and the law.
Agreed.
But
That
ex
is-
parte is bullshit.
So-
that I grant
That
you
is
right now.
I want to just ask everybody watching, to the thousands of people who are seeing this, does anybody agree that a gun rights organization should be supporting that kind of a red flag law? As long as you get a hearing before they seize your firearms, as
'Cause
long
that's-
as
Because you get
there's
to
no ex
defend
parte.
and you get to stop the bullshit.
But why should the gun?
before-
Why would we
make
do
Why would
that?
we
no
do that?
order.
But-
You can
but why would we
stop
do
an
it?
order on that. Why would we do
Why,
that?
why aren't we fighting to stop this stuff nonstop? Why do you want to give these guys the time of day that would allow someone to lose their gun rights before they've been convicted of a felony crime?
Again, you're changing the paradigm.
So the question,
No,
why would
felony
we support
crime,
something
I
like
agree.
that?
I
And
get
that's
what you're.
pretty-
I get what you're saying.
No, you don't.
Civil,
You're just-
civil crime versus criminal. I know what you're saying.
It's
My
not a
point is
civil
that
crime.
a civil
It's a
issue versus
civil
a criminal.
proceeding.
My point is that why we want to ever let someone be disarmed for anything short of a felony crime?
Oh, that's another question.
That's the only question. It's the
Okay.
only question. And guys, that's the problem we have down here right now. We have these people who are sitting here, and he is a board member of the NRA state affiliate in Minnesota. Ben's going to have to clarify, but I believe he is the innocent. He's part of the group in Minnesota, NRA board member, NRA state affiliate in Minnesota. But he's one of the guys. And this is all what's in vogue right now. How much freedom can we give up? How much freedom can we give away before, and call it okay? And you heard him. He's doing mental gymnastics trying to say, well, no, if we do this, it's okay. It's probably okay. If we do that, it's probably okay. Why are we making these deals? Why are we surrendering any ground? Why are we not fighting to go on offense? That is the question. That is the question. This guy is a whack job, says Mark Everson. Mark, he's a Minnesotan, so you probably know him. Why would we ever agree to be guilty before we're proven innocent? Says Brian Becker. That's the whole point. It totally inverts the entire idea of innocent until proven guilty. Well said. Rick says no compromise. No compromise. Sean Hicks says no. Jono says absolutely not. Absolutely not. Probably don't cut it, says Lori. Absolutely. Guys, and this is part, give it one moment, guys. So guys, this is what we're talking about. This is what we talked about when Ben talks about it's a new era in the fight for gun rights. It's a new day. We need new tactics. We need new people. We need young people who, now I guess I'm calling myself young, Ben. maybe that people would, I don't know, it depends
I'm
on
a
the day.
lot younger.
It depends on the day. But the idea, the era of having a bunch of old guys in their fancy clothes, you know, walking around here, 75 years old, who are the ones who are leading the charge, those days are done. Look what it's getting us. This guy can't wait to trip over himself and negotiate away portions of your freedom. It's crazy. It's crazy. Those days are done, and that's why we're here with the American Firearms Coalition.
Absolutely. I mean, that could not have happened at a better time. I mean, those guys they're nice enough guys. In fact, he walked up to me just now and he said, "We agree with you. We agree that the ban on bump stocks was a bad thing. We agree with you." And I said, "Are you going to say anything to the NRA? Are you going to do anything about it?" He goes, "Well, are you guys going to say anything to the NRA?" And I said, "You see the bird in the sky? We've been telling it to them for 2 days. And we're telling hundreds of thousands of gun owners nationwide. We're taking this to the court of public opinion, our members, our supporters, and we're doing the job that generation of gun rights activists refuses to do. Absolutely refuses. They sit down in these committee hearings as gun rights activists running NRA organizations and the Gun Owners Civil Rights Alliance, the Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus. These people are all the same. They're the same people. They sit down and they go, let me think about the constitutionality. I think we'd sign off on this and this and this. We wouldn't really sign off on this. We would rephrase that a little bit, and then we will sign off on this gun control and that gun control and this gun control and that gun control. And it's a little watered down, and it's a little watered down, it's a little watered down, and now all of a sudden it's not 1980 anymore. Now it's 2019. Now our gun rights are on the verge of being decimated because these people took that approach to gun rights activism. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace, and the American Firearms Coalition is here to turn that tide. The new wave, like Aaron said, the new generation of gun rights activists, not these people, not these people. Too many compromises for too long.
Right now.
Hold on, let me read. I gotta find this.
Very bottom. 14th Amendment.
14th Amendment. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or due process property without due process of law. Sure, and these people, I mean, if a Moms Demand Action activist walked up to me and said, you know, red flag laws are actually constitutional. When you piece all these things together and make this interweaving thing, this is actually, red flags are actually constitutional. Well, then I could stand there and debate that with an anti-gun, Bloomberg-paid activist. Or not, or just, you know, club them a little bit. I'm just kidding, No, but to have this happen with gun rights activists, an NRA gun rights organization from Minnesota, it's an absolute disgrace. And yeah, Jeff Hopton knows more than these freaking attorneys have learned in the last 40 years. It's all unconstitutional. It's all wrong, and we don't support any version of red flag law, period.
But what you said, Ben, and what you're saying here also, this again is why this is so dangerous. It's why it's so hard to stop, because it's not being pushed by the Bloomberg left. It's being pushed by our quote-unquote friends, note the heavy sarcasm, on the right. So if this bill in D.C. was being pushed by, you know, Charlie Schumer and, you know, Dianne Feinstein and who else? I mean, Kamala Harris and Spartacus. Well, that's one thing. We can stop a bill like that because the partisan nature of politics would engage, but it's not. The sponsor is Marco Rubio, A+ rated Marco Rubio, Republican, Florida. Yep. It's being heard in the Judiciary Committee by Chairman, Republican Lindsey Graham, South Carolina, who also has an A rating from the NRA, and that's why this is so dangerous. That's why it's so dangerous, because this is not being pushed by the left, it's being pushed by the right. And above all of that, you have these guys behind us here. These guys are the ones who are signing off on it. So when you add up all these factors, the NRA's support, Republican sponsors, Republican chairman pushing the bill. By the way, don't forget, Lindsey Graham has $250,000 of donation money directly from Bloomberg. You can Google it and find that yourself. This is the problem that we have. a lot of pieces lining up real fast, and that's why we're out here, guys, to help hold the line and expose these guys. Because look, it's really simple. If they would come out, lock, stock, and barrel, and oppose this, this would be done. This would be done. But it's not. It's not. And for that, guys, we're in a real tough spot here. Red Flags is communism in the making, says Dale Bernard. Absolutely could become that way, very much so. Wendell says, there goes the bird again to the NRA, to the NRA TV channel. It says, thank you, John and Caleb, for your 2 hours of bird time, for your 2 hours of giving the bird to
Love it.
2 hours
That
of giving
is
the bird
fantastic.
to the NRA. And thank you to all the other AFC members for making it happen. Absolutely, guys. My good friend Mike Piverell just signed on from Clarinda, Iowa. Mike also donated last night to help us keep the bird back in the air. Ben, I got some bad news for you, though. Real bad news. It is snowing in Minnesota,
No.
says your good friend and our good friend Mark Everson.
My
So-
gosh, it's like we're still ice fishing up there. It's ridiculous.
I mean, we've been mowing the lawn for like 2 weeks now in central Iowa. I'm not sure how you guys
It's
can
just
survive.
unreal.
Wow.
Dale says, no negotiating our rights away bit by bit. Disgrace. No sellouts. I think he's referring to what we were just talking about a few minutes ago. Gun rights organizations supporting this legislation. It's unreal.
Guys, we want to do a big shout out here to some of our most recent supporters for helping to fund our programs here today. We've got Daniel from North Lawrence, Ohio. He's become a member of the American Firearms Coalition. That was joinafc.org. We've got Keith from, Calhoun, Michigan. I'm sorry, I'm not the biggest traveler in Michigan. I can't quite pronounce that name. Stacy from Kill Devil Hills, NC, just became a lifetime member of the American Firearms Coalition. Stacy, thank you so very much. We'll give you a call. One of the team of guys will give you a call on our way home this weekend, and thank you by phone. Thank you so much for your lifetime membership, Stacy, with the American Firearms Coalition.
Thank you so much.
Very humbling stuff. Guys, let's see here. We got Lowell just joined up. Lowell from Park Rapids, Minnesota, in the house.
Nice.
Went to joinafc.org and got involved. What else do we got here? We got so many names. Joyce just joined up just now. Joyce is from St. Stephen, Minnesota. Minnesota coming in huge over the last couple of days. What can I say? If you guys are watching in Iowa, we got to step up our game here, Iowans. We got to fight. Rodney just joined up. Let's see, Gulf Breeze, Florida, in the house. Very, very great. Saw some good Floridians here yesterday. Talked to them for a while. Good folks. Let's see. So many new names, guys. If you got here who came in the last 2 seconds here. Michael from Mansfield, Ohio, just joined up at joinafc.org. So, guys, if you want to help us fund this operation, please, please, please go right now to joinafc.com. joinafc.org. Been a long day, been no sleep, and a lot of crazy hours. I'm a little bit forgot the domain name. But guys, this is what's going on. It's going to be a huge fight here all weekend. We're going to be here as long as we possibly can. The bird's going to be in the air as long as we possibly can. It's been going for 3 hours already. 3 hours. You guys have been seeing it loop the sky here over and over and over. And I got to tell you, I'm just going to brag here on our pilot. This dude is a boss. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. This guy is phenomenal. We talked to him this morning again at the airstrip for a little bit, and he was asking us, where exactly, should I be? And I said, well, how tight can we tailor, your flight pattern? And he's like, man, just try me. So we got down here, and here I'm at the camera. We got down here today, and I contacted him, and I said, you see that green-blue church spire right there? I couldn't tell what all he could see. I'm not no pilot. And he's like, yeah, I see that. And I said, put that plane up there and park it. Park it. And I gotta tell you, he friggin' parked it right up there on top of that church spire. Fantastic stuff. Guys, big shout out again to the pilot. Brian says hats off to that pilot. I mean, the guy is incredible. I mean, when he landed yesterday, I saw a plane for the first time. I was like, geez, Ben, that's like a flying, riding lawnmower. I'd be terrified. This guy is just like cool as a cucumber, loves it. And more than that, he loved the message. He loved the banner, and very, very personally involved in this fight. Let's see. Judges cost money. Red flags will take away your money, says Dale. Absolutely. And you saw that fool here a little bit ago, and he's like, well, as long as we have the appellate process and blah, 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 blah. You know, we've always had an appellate process for our veterans, for example, who get hammered with a PTSD diagnosis. Does anybody know a veteran who comes back from service? He's obviously going through some hard times in his life, and then some shrink hits him with a PTSD diagnosis. Does anybody know a veteran who at that moment in his life has the emotional and financial wherewithal to go to war with a federal PTSD prohibited person status? It's bullshit. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's going to amount to a lifetime ban for most every veteran and be the exact same thing when it comes to red flags. Jono says, that pilot is a straight up patriot. Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. So many comments here. Guys, one of the ways you can help us out here is to share our videos. You know, share the heck out of it. Share it. Share it on your personal pages. Share it in any groups that you're an admin of. Share it. Get the word out there so everybody can see what's happening down here right now in Indianapolis. And you can always encourage people to go to the Facebook page, American Firearms Coalition, and like our page. There's 2 pages out there. One is not ours, and it's got like 20 people on it, and one's got about, I don't know, just shy of 6,000. And so make sure and like our Facebook page and get involved there. Share the video, like the page, visit joinafc.org. And guys, I think we're going to shut down here for a little bit. We're seeing, we got some changing conditions here. We're going to shut down, relocate in a little bit, and unless you want to go again, but I think we're in a good spot here for right now. We're going to sign off for now, guys. Come back at you in a little while. Live here in downtown Indy. Share the video and visit joinafc.org. Thank you, guys.